guys, it's Chef Hannah with Memorial Health System down here at the Change Plate Restaurant on the Belgrade campus. Today we're going to be making our baked potatoes with a black-eyed pea topping. So the good thing about this is we're going to be able to get some protein onto our baked potatoes without having to add any animal proteins to it. So we're not going to be adding any beef or chicken or pork or anything like that. We'll be getting all of our proteins off of our black-eyed peas that are going to be in our dish. In addition to the peas, we're going to have all kinds of different vegetables that we're going to have going on in here. We've got some zucchini, some red peppers, and some carrots. So those are all going to play together with the spices that we're going to be adding, and it's going to make a nice balanced dish to go on top of our otherwise boring baked potatoes. So in order to get started here, we've got our pan. They've got over a medium heat, and then we are going to be adding our ingredients together. So we're going to put a little bit of garlic down in this pan to get it nice and aromatic. So you notice that we're not going to add any additional oils to this. We want to keep this as clean as we can. So as we start to smell this and it's starting to toast up a little bit, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of liquid from our diced tomatoes in. So we're going to kind of stir those around. And we kind of want to let these kind of cook so some of the sugars in the tomatoes can kind of deepen a little bit. We're going to go ahead and add our onions in here as well. We're going to go ahead and put the rest of our vegetables in too. So we've got some diced peppers. We're using red peppers today. If you guys have green peppers or yellow peppers or any kind of variegated variety in and amongst all those colors, you can use whichever ones you want. It may slightly change the flavor of your finished product, but it's not going to be anything that's going to be super crazy or noticeable. If you have a preferred variety, then by all means switch it out. If you really like yellow peppers, go ahead and use yellow peppers. So while we've got this going here, we're also going to go ahead and put in our carrots. And we're going to put the rest of our tomato sauce in here. And we're just going to kind of let this stir together. And you want all those flavors to come together and kind of marry. And any of that extra liquid that's in there, you kind of want it to cook down a little bit until it's all kind of one cohesive sort of dish. So as those are cooking down, you can see we've got some nice bubbles going on right here. We're going to go ahead and add in the rest of our flavoring. So we've got some Italian seasoning down here. Actually, I think that might just be oregano. My bad. So you could use Italian seasoning if you want. There's a couple other oregano is in Italian seasoning, but there's a few other spices in there. So if you wanted to add a little bit more depth, you're more than welcome to do that. We've got a little bit of ginger down there, and then we've got some cumin as well. So we're going to let this kind of come together, cook down, let all of our vegetables get nice and tender. And then right towards the end, what we're going to do is we're going to add in our black-eyed peas. So for this run through, we're using a canned black-eyed pea. We're using a low to no sodium black-eyed pea. You want to make sure that you drain drain the liquids that it's on. You want to rinse it out. That way you don't have any of that funky bean residue kind of left on it. And then we're going to go ahead and pour it in, and we'll let everything kind of come together. So you don't want to add your beans too soon in the mix, because the more you stir it around, the more likely you are for the beans to break down and to just kind of turn into mush. You want to make sure you're leaving them whole, that way you can see your nice beans in the finished product, which makes it a little bit nicer. Because if not, it's just going to kind of end up being like veggie mush, and it's not the most appetizing thing to have on top of your potato. But with this one, you can see how it's cooked, and you can see each of the individual components, so it adds a lot of texture and depth and different shapes for your eyes to look at while you're trying to eat it, which you tend to want to eat your dishes with your eyes first, so you're seeing all the different components. And the more exciting and colorful they look, the more likely you are to enjoy them as you're going to eat them. So you want to make sure that you're making a pretty dish for you to eat, especially if a clean eating lifestyle is a little bit new for you. So you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success for eating, pretty things. If you think that it's all going to be like brown and mushy, then it's not going to be any good. But obviously from these dishes, they're not brown and mushy. So we've got these cooking here. So we're going to go ahead and step over here and we're going to start plating it up. So through the power of YouTube magic, we've got ourselves some potatoes already baked. So we're going to take one here and we're going to go ahead and plate it. We've cut it, we've kind of mushed it right here, so we've got a nice landing pad for our stuff. And then we're going to take some of our topping, and we're going to go ahead and just place it. Actually, we're going to place it right here in our dish. Alrighty. And there we go. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out and we'll try to explain them as best as we can. And thank you for stopping in. If there's anything else you need, just let us know.